One thing I like to do before I get working on my bike is make sure that I have all that I need. So I've got my Loctite, I've got the replacement bolt and cover in here, got my Allen keys, my tool kit and my torque wrench, all ready to work on my bike. Just up here on the stand. So today we're going to be replacing that pivot bolt and the cover that goes on top of it. We'll be applying plenty of thread lock to make sure it doesn't come out again. We've got a new bolt from Canyon. As it turns out, I've rather thankfully been able to get that cover off and the bolt out without taking the chainring off. I'm going to leave the chain off for now, give me that little bit more room, but also so I can clean this chainring up properly afterwards. But it's 54 Newton meters of torque. No wonder I can't get that thing off. But now we're going to try and clean out inside there and then get the new bolt fitted and put it all back together. Okay, so with parts cleaned, looking much better there, much better. I mean, yeah, could maybe take the chain off and soak it, but I want to have my Saturday as well. And the chainring's looking much better than it did before, and this is looking way better. But the instructions for the thread lock, I suggest using, making sure it's clean with acetone. So I'm going to just spray some of that in there and just let that dry off. Clean it up in there, and I'll wipe it around with some shop towel in a minute, and then leave it to dry. Now, as you see, these parts here, this removes, it rotates. So one thing I am going to do around there before I put thread locker on is put a little bit of grease on there. That was one of the recommendations from Canyon in their email to me. So down here I've got my big tub of grease. Just grab some of this stuff. See, just a little bit on the finger. I won't be using all of that. Just around. That blue bit right there. Oops. It's quite tricky. Maybe use my little finger, in fact. So this is all clean and dry now and ready for the new bolt. So I'm going to go and get that just over here. So here's the new bolt to put in. I'm just going to clean that up and put this stuff on it. And then tighten it right into 25 Newton meters. That's what it says here. 8mm hex, 25 Newton meters. As you can see, the new bolt is in. I just now need to get that tightened up. So what we'll do is we'll start with just a normal wrench like this, and then I will move to the Torx wrench later on. So here I have my Torx wrench. I don't know how well this is going to focus for us. You can see that's set all the way up. Yeah, so now we're going to get on and tighten that up. So you can see what I'm doing here, using that ratchet feature of the wrench, but I'm going to need both hands. So that's all in and torqued up, so now I just need to put the cap on and tighten up the bolts again to cover it over nicely. So that's it. The new bolt is in with Loctite, plenty of it. I'm going to leave that to cure for at least 24 hours before I ride this, possibly even longer. And the new cover is on. Thanks Canyon for sending the new cover out as well, that was a nice touch. Now to put the chain back on and possibly give it another little clean over. And here's the finished thing, the finished work. So there you can see the cap is on nicely. If you look around now, this chain is nice and clean. I remember when I first posted a picture asking for help about this. People were like, your chain is filthy. I'm like, well, it still might not be the cleanest chain in the world, but it's a lot better than it was. So that's been re-lubed up. Now we just have to leave that Loctite to set.